Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. As you all know that we are working with blood bank management system, and in previous video I have shown you how to design this search blood donor by blood group. Here you can see this. And also I have shown you how to backend code for this. So if you have not watched my previous video, then just go to description. There I have put the link for my previous video, or you can just click on the right side of your screen of the suggestion. Okay, so in this video I am going to show you how to code for this increase. When I click on this stock increase, here you can see this form open, and when I click on this I can select A plus or how much unit I want to increase, like 1. Here you can see this A plus is 104, so I'm going to increase it and click OK. Here you can see this, it's 105 now. So I'm going to show you how to design this form and how to backend code for this. So let me just close this and move back to the project where we are working on. So we are working with blood bank video. So this one is over here. Now what we have to do is we have to add new form. First thing we have to do, just add new form. So right click on this, click on add, select Windows form and just name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name it stock increase and hit add, and it will add a new form. Here you can see this. Now first thing what I want is I want to remove the border from this form. So let me just make this a little bit large. After that, just go to properties of this form, and there you will find a form border style. You have to change that form border style. Here you can see this. Just change this one to sizeable to none, and now it will look nice. In the same way, we have to copy the size of this form from the previous one. So this one. So I'm going to copy the size of this form. Copy this. Just go over here, go to properties, search for size. You can see this size, and just type it or save it, 720, 550. Now I'm going to set a background image for this form. So for that, just search for image. Here you can see this background image. Just click on these three dots and click on local resources and click on import. As I have previously told you that all images link is in description. Go and download and start coding with me. Just hit OK, and here you can see this. Now the image is set, and you have to change one more property, that is background image layer from tile to stretch. Now it's nice. After this, what we have to do is we have to add few stuff to this form. Let me just see. Label. After this is a line shaper, and these are label, combo boxes, again label, combo boxes, button, and this is the data grid view. In the same way, we have these stuff, few more buttons. So I'm going to add these all stuff one by one. So I'm going to add a label. Just drag and drop it over here. Right click, go to properties, change this one to stock bracket increase and hit enter. After this, what we have to do is we have to remove the background color. So it has some background color that is a little bit off white, so I'm going to change that back color. From controller, select this web and select transparent, and now you can see the background color has been removed. After this, what I want is I want the font needs to be same of this one. So just go to properties and let me just copy the font size and font style too. So font is Fusion 1 and bold and 20. So I'm moving back to our project. Just select this, go to properties, search for font. Here you can see this. Just click on these small dots. After this, you have to write here Fusion 1, select this one, bold, and size is 20, and hit OK. Here you can see this. Now it's looking nice. After this, we have one line shaper. So I'm going to add that. Just drag and drop it over here. And drag this from the second end like this. Move this little bit downside. So now it's looking nice. After this, what we have to do is we have to change the color of this one a little bit. So I'm going to change that color. So context color, from go to custom and select this one. Okay, so it's not silver, so I will select this one. In the same way, we have to copy this. because we need two more, one here over here and one over here. Okay, after this we have to add few labels and buttons here. So label, just drag and drop it. I need two labels, so that's why I'm copying and paste it once again to replicate. And after that I need two combo boxes, just drag and drop it. Okay, so it's over here, so let me just move this one to proper position and copy and paste once again. And I need few buttons, so I need button, search for button, drag and drop it over here. Copy and paste to replicate. I need two more button, that is close and print. Now we have to add one more thing, that is data grid view. So let me just drag and drop it over here. And let me stretch this. So now we have this stuff ready. So we have to change the style and font as well. So this one is nothing but blood group. So change the text first. Hit enter. After this, what we have to do is we have to change the font size as well and the back color. So back color is controller. So select web and select this transparent. And after this, what we have to do is we have to increase the font size. Just click on this, bold and 10. Okay. And now we have to do one more stuff, that is border style of this label. Let me search for that, where it is. Here you can see this border style. Just select this to fix 3D, and now you will see this. Now it's looking nice. And if you want to make changes like increase the width or height, so you have to just change few property, that is auto size, change this one to false. And after this you can actually increase this from top or left, anywhere whatever you want, like this. And change the image line to center, sorry, text line. Click OK, not to worry, just like this. And now you can see this. Now it's looking nice. Let me just add icon to it, because it's a blood group. So I'm going to add an image. Just click on this, local resources, import blood group, open, and hit OK. And just change this one to middle center to left, like this, and make this a little bit large. And now you can see it's looking much better than before. So in the same way we have to do for the second label. The second label is nothing but units. Just text, change the text to unit. And after this, what we have to do is we have to change this auto size to false. And after that, change this back color from controller to web and transparent as well. And after this, what we have to do is we have to change the font. Just click on this, bold and 10, and hit OK. And now you have to make this one large little bit, like this, and change the text alignment to center, like this. And after this we have to change the border style. So let me change this one to border style none to fix 3D. And now you can see this. Now it's looking nice. In the same way, increase the font of these two combo boxes as well. So select 2 by pressing the Ctrl key, and after that change the font, search for font and click on that, and after that select 10 and hit OK, and move this one in parallel with the labels. Okay, so now it's looking nice. We have to change a few more stuff with these combo boxes. Let me just do that. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to change this one with few properties, and like this. First thing we have to change that the format. Let me just search for that. there is an option for changing this. Here you can see this drop down style. Change this drop down style to drop down list. While we have the drop down, we can manually write something inside that, but we don't want that. We want only list, so that user can only select, not write manually anything inside that. The same way we have to change for the unit drop down style from drop down to drop down list. Now it's looking nice. After this, we have to change this button as well. So go to properties, and here we have to set increase. After this, what we have to do is change the text alignment from middle center to middle right, because we have to set the image into this. And let me change few properties from the top. So first thing, I want this back color needs to be transparent. So just click on that, select web and transparent. After this, we have to change this flat style from standard to pop-up. After that, we have to change the font. So just click on this, bold 10, and hit OK. And now we have to add the image icon into this. Just click on this, search for image. Here you can see this image. Just click on this, local resources, import, and we have an increase inc image. Just click OK, OK, and change this image line from center, middle center to middle left. And now you will find this. Now it's looking nice. In the same way, we have to do for these two buttons as well. Just click on this one. This button is nothing but print, and this one is close. Change the properties of this button. So I'm going to do that from the top. First thing, I want to change the back color from controller to transparent. After this, what we have to do is change the flat style from standard to pop-up. Select the font and change the font as well, bold and 10, and hit enter. After this, we have to set the image. Just click on this, local resources, import, print, open, OK, and we have to change the image line from middle center to, let me just change this one to middle center to middle left. And after this, we have to do one more stuff, that is text align from middle center to middle right. And now our button is ready in the nice look. Okay, here you can see this. Now it's looking in the same way we have to do from the top. So first thing, change the back color. Just click on this, web, transparent, and after this we have to change the flat style. Click on this, pop up, font, just select this, bold and 10, and hit OK. Select the image, click on this, local resources, click on import, and let me just search for close. Where it is, this one, open, OK. Change this image line from middle center to middle left. Change the text line from middle center to middle right, like this. And now our button is ready. So first thing, what we have to do is we have to code for this button. So before coding on anything, we have to change the name, design name actually. So first thing, I'm going to change the design name of this one. So just right click and go to properties. So combo box 1. So I'm going to name this txt blood group, hit enter, and this one to txt units, enter, and this change this button name to btn increase, this one to btn print, hit enter, this one to btn close, hit enter. Now first thing, I'm going to add few stuff into this. Okay, so before that, let me just change few properties of this form and connect this form with the dashboard. So currently this form is not connected with the dashboard, so I'm going to do that first. So first thing, what I want is this: when this form loads, this form needs to be open in the center. For that, just go to properties of this form and change the start position from Windows default location to center screen. Here you can see this. Now first thing, I'm going to code for this close button, because when this form open, we need to close this. And here you can see this, I have removed the default close button over here. So first thing, I have to close on this button. So just double click on this and button close, click event is generated, and in this click, what I want is this dot close. That's it. We have to write for that close button. That's it. After this, what we have to do is, let me just close these stuff for now. We have to actually code on dashboard. So just open the dashboard over here, and you can see this in the stock. We have this increase button. Just double click on this and this will generate a click event for that. And here we have to create an object of stock increase form si equals new stock increase. Like this, you have to write like this, si dot show. And now let me just start show you that if it still work or not. Here you can see this. Now I'm going to click on this. Here you can see this. Now I click on this and here you observe this form is open. So here we have one problem, that is this data grid view is not filled with the data. What I want is this data grid view needs to be filled with the data, and I want some data inside this because we cannot write manually anything inside this. So all possible blood groups needs to be filled into this, and how much unit I want to increase needs to be over here. So I'm going to fill some data inside this. So let me just close this for now. And let me just close this dashboard as well. And now I'm going to add few data. So let me just copy the all possible blood group already I have added inside this. Just click on this edit item, just copy. You can manually write this. Click on this edit items. I'm going to paste it over here. You can just pause the video and manually write it, or you can just search it, search on Google and just copy it from there and hit OK. Now the items, all the blood groups are now added into this combo box. In the same way we have to add the units. Just click on this edit items like this. So let me just copy this one from here too. And hit OK. So now our items are added. Now let me just start this and show you that if that combo box contains some data or not. Here you can see this. When I click on this, we have now all blood groups and how many units we want to increase till 10. Like this. Okay. So now our task till here is done. So before fetching the data from the database and showing into this data grid view, first thing what we need is one table. For this, we don't have created any table for now. Now I'm going to show you which query you have to execute. You have to execute this query. Here you can see this create table stock PID int not null intent 1 comma 1 primary key. This is actually a primary key and it's auto incremented. To auto increment you have to write like this, and this primary key is to define that this column is actually a primary key. So blood group is varchar and size is 50 not null, quantity varchar 50 not null. So you have to execute this, and after this what you have to do is you have to insert into stock and you have to set this column blood group and quantity, and values is a plus and 100. By default you have to insert this one by one like this. Let me just show you like this, and you have to change this one to A to O and this one to B, this one to AB and this one to A negative. Like this you have to execute this query one by one, so that by default 100 will be available for each blood group in the database. Okay, so I'm not going to execute this because I already have 100 and the more data is because I have increased that. So you have to execute this all. So I'm going to put this query into the description of this video. You can just go and copy it up from there, or you can manually write this by pause this video and just write this. So now I'm moving back to our project. So here you can see this. First thing what I want to do is when this form load, this data grid needs to be filled with the data. So just double click on this and this will generate this load event for that form. So in this you have to write the query. So let me just take a local variable type string and query, so that anyone can use a single variable multiple times, and we have to create an object of that function class fn equals new function. In previous video I have already shown you in the function class we have defined two methods, that is get data and set data. With the help of that we can extract the data or insert the data or update the data. Okay, So here in the form load, what I want is that all data from the database from that table. So we have to write the query first, query and equals, and here you have to write the query in string format, select blurred. We need only two columns. I don't need the ID for that column. So blurred underscore group, comma, quantity from stock. Our table name is stock. These two are actually the column name of my table, that is stock. Now we have to pass that value into the method. So I'm function dot get data, and in this we have to pass the query. So our task till here is not done, because when we call this method get data with this query, this will return some data of the data set type. So we have to make a variable for data set type, so data set ts, and we have to store the returned value into this ts. Now we have the value into this data set. So now we have to show that value into data grid view. So data grid view 1 dot show, data grid view 1 dot data source, and here you have to write ts dot tables. You have to write this one. Now start this and let's check that if that column or combo box, data grid view. Here you can see this data grid view is now filled with data, but we have one small issue, that this data grid view is not filled like this. Here you can see this, it's not looking nice. So I want this data grid view needs to be visible in this way so that it look nice. So let me change few properties of this data grid view. So just click on this, and we have to change one property, that is nothing but, so we have to change this properties auto size columns mode. Just change this one none to fill, and now just start this and check that if that combo box is filled with all the width or not. Just click on this. Here you can see this. Now the columns are stretched and fill in a proper way. So now it's looking nice. So now what we have to do is we have to code for this one like this. When I click on this increase button, this will increase the quantity of this selected blood group. So what we have to do is, just let me just close this form, and we have to just click on this button to generate a click event. BTN increase click event is generated. Again we have to write the query. So query equals, and we have to write update stock set quantity and we want to increase in the existing quantity. We don't need to set the new value. If we set quantity equals whatever the value is user selected from the combo box, then it will replace the 100 with 1 or 2 or whatever you selected in the combo box. But we want to increase that. For that we have to write like this: set quantity equals quantity plus, and it's an integer type, so that's why I'm going to put a single column txt blood group, unit. We have to set this unit dot text plus and double quotes, and after this where we have to check that which blood group needs to be increased. So blood underscore group equals, it's a string type, so double plus like this, and here we have to mention txt blood group dot text, and here we have to finally close this. Now here what the hell we are doing is update stock set quantity is equal to the existing value plus which user has selected from that combo box, where blood group is selected, where the user has selected the blood group, and we have to pass this because we have to execute this query. So we have to write only one thing, that is function dot set data. Function object is fn dot set data, and we have to just pass this query, and this set data will not return anything, so we have to just write this in just simply like this. And now let me just start this. You can see this, increase this, select a blood group, Here you can see this B positive is 100. So I'm going to select this B positive and increase this by 2. So it will be 102 B positive. Just increase this and click OK. So here you can see this. Now this B plus is not increased. Actually, it's increased in the background, and it's not showing for now because we have to load this form again to show that. Here you can see this. Now B positive is 102. So now for now what we want is, when I upgrade this or increase the value, at the same time we have to change that value. So how to do that? For that we have to reload the form. Here you can see this. In the form load event, we have said that to load the data and set that data into this data grid view. So I'm going to call this form load event over here on the button click event. So we have to write like this: stock increase underscore load. If you use this ctr in space, this will auto complete this, and we have to pass two values, that is object sender, so this, and we have to pass null in the second parameter. And now when you increase, it will automatically show you that stock increase. Here you can see this, just a plus, or let me just increase this b plus 102, and now I'm going to increase this one by one. So increase, and here you can see this, now it's 102, and I'm going to click on OK, and it will be changed to 103. Here you can see this, now it's 103 at the same moment. So how this is happening, and here you can observe one small stuff is that message box is showing up. We haven't code for that message box for now. So where this message box is coded, this message box is coded inside this function table, sorry, function class. In this, here you can see this set data. In the set data, this method is used for insertion, deletion, and updation. So we are doing is updation. So here you can see this, in the last we have a message box. After this, when you click on OK, this will move back to over here and this load the form, and now the data is updated. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, I am going to show you how to code for this one. Let me just show you. Just start this. This is a complete project. And log in. Here you can see this. I have done till over here. The next video, I'm going to show you how to code for this decrease. Here you can see this. We have increased the B positive by 3. Today I'm going to decrease this by 3. So decrease this, and okay, here you can see this, now it's 100. So in the next video I'm going to show you this. So stay tuned and just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.